Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of On King Ginger Live. It is great to be back. I haven't streamed in a while, mainly because my ex was just going absolutely nuts. Because, I've been like on this grind just to get monetized and join the creator platform, and I did it. I got 5 million impressions. I got 5 million impressions in, 3 months. Very hard to do. It's not easy. It's easy if like Elon retweets you or some big influencers retweet you. But it's not really easy to do it sort of all on your own, all by yourself. And that's kind of, what I've had to do, over the past few weeks. And the result has been great. I've gone on podcasts. I was on Chrissy Mayer's podcast, which was crazy because she was a Kill Tony panelist. So I got to be on her podcast. We talked about why Christian movies are so bad all the time. And so that was fantastic. Hey, what's up, Euroburrows Jose? Thanks, man. He says, hi, good work as always. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So I was on Chrissy Mayer's podcast talking about why Christian movies are always so bad and kind of going into sort of the marketing strategy of the executives that sort of keep things contained to slop. And that was unbelievable. I couldn't believe I was on her show. I think we said at the beginning in January, I think Nerdrotic shared my tweet on his Friday Night Tights stream. And I think we said, all right, we're going to set a goal. We're going to be on Friday Night Tights by the end of the year. And man, it's already April. And that was, I was on the podcast of a panelist that's on Friday Night Tights. So I think that is, we're moving forward. We got the X count monetized. We're closer to our FNT goal, and it's just been great. It's been really awesome. But recently, so of course that's why I haven't been live streaming, because like during my times that I normally live streamed, I've had to use that free time to be able to go on those podcasts, which of course I would say yes to. And anyways. There was a big commotion from Dom Lucre this week because apparently Dom said he was crashing out, man. This guy was crashing out because he can't steal content anymore. He can't just put his own watermark on other people's stuff, and he was not happy about it. Okay, he was a legitimate. Like lolcow crash out from Dom Lucre. It was unbelievable to watch and to see. And I need a new I need a new mic stand. This thing is just not holding any weight anymore, and I don't know what can be done to fix it. I don't know. So he was legitimately crashing out. It was unbelievable. It was so unbelievable. It was amazing to see. I think at one time he referred to his father being alive. At another time he referred to his father being dead. So now people are wondering, does he have two dads? It's like, dude, rein it in. Rein your story in. Rein your biography in. But the result of that was a lot of interesting discussion from Nikita Bier, who the reason was because X isn't going to pay you if you're just taking other people's content. It's just not going to happen. That's just not how it's going to work. And so he well, my mind just totally slipped and went blank. Welcome, first-time viewers. So he was completely crashed out about that. But one thing Nikita said was he really wants people to focus on producing original content on X. If you're going to be paid for it, you should make sure you put some work in to do some sort of effort, do some effort posting a little bit, just a little bit. Don't take other people's stuff and think you're gonna get monetized on it. And meanwhile, the people who actually posted it are just left alone, and you don't even give them, the kindness to tag them in the post. So that was amazing. But the result that Nikita said was he wanted more talking head videos, and I think that would be great. I think talking head videos would be phenomenal. Look at that. Look, this microphone is just not even, like, it has no grip anymore. I think the screws have worn out in it. So let me just, maybe if I scoot over just a little bit, maybe that'll at least position me more to where it doesn't. I don't know. We'll just deal with it. Am I blurry? Let me look at that. Hold on. No, I'm not. I'm in low resolution on X. That's what I was looking at. Come on, X. Let's get your act together. That looks like I'm just completely out of focus, and I'm not out of focus. What is going on? Okay, I can't watch that. That's a mess. Okay. So here's the thing. If X wants talking head videos, I think the best route to do that is to absolutely full on embrace live streaming. Like, to a serious degree. Absolutely full on embrace live streaming. And do it in a way that you're not doing now. Like right now, I have almost 10,000 followers on X. And I'm live streaming now. And if I pull up X, like nobody's I got one like, and my impressions is 25 on one where I actually retweeted that I was going live, and then 33 impressions. And I don't think a lot of this is X's fault, because they don't tend to push stuff immediately. They only tend to push stuff. They only tend to push stuff after a while. So one of the things I've noticed on X is, like, I'll post something like in the beginning of the day, and it won't be till like later that evening that post starts blowing up, just in terms of the engagement and algorithm. So I think what happens is the time that it takes for the algorithm to recognize, oh, people actually do like to see this, is way too slow when it comes to live stream, because you're already off the air by the time the algorithm recognizes that people might actually want to see it. And so it just kills it. It just it completely kills it. So if you're watching this on X now, if you just happen to be watching, just let's do an experiment. Just like and retweet it, share it, and most importantly, just engage in the chat. Let's see if we can actually get a live stream on X out there. I'm gonna argue it's not easy. And now they have Twitter Spaces, right? They do have Twitter Spaces, but that's mainly voice. To some degree, if you click, let's say if I click on Tim Pool's right now, the video pops up. So they do have that. They do have that capability, but I just don't think that reach extends as equally as others. Every time somebody goes live on X, I should get a fair chance. So here's what I did. I actually had Claude design for me mock-ups of what an X live stream experience would look like, and this is like super exciting because it like one-shotted it. And yes, I did try it in Grok, by the way. I did try it in Grok, but it just didn't match X's design aesthetic as well as Claude. Like, Claude actually designed it, some of the HTML file to download. X just gave me the code, and then I downloaded the code, saved it into an HTML file, and it just didn't look nowhere near as clean as Claude. So apologies to all the employees of X for not using Grok to do this, but it didn't do it as well. And also, by the way, I didn't fill in any of these details. All these tweets and stuff you're about to see are completely made up by Claude. which is why I guess it chose Nerdrotic as a channel. Okay. I did not suggest it. I'll show you my prompt. Oh no, whoops. That was wrong. Browser. All right. Here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so if we go here, so this is the prompt. It's very simple. And I'll see if we can maximize this. Well, we'll maximize it here so you can read it, and then we'll go into Claude. I would like you to imagine you're one of the most senior experts on UX design and live stream integration. I want you to design some mock-ups using HTML of some possible on-screen design interfaces that would happen if the X platform properly integrated its platform for live streaming. So basically the ability to just highlight a tweet on stream or post a chat during the stream. Everything should look similar to X current UX and UI and be on brand. I completely fumbled this question. If there are any other suggestions for what would an X integrated live stream look like, please let me know. And that is that was the prompt. That was it. And it came up with 4 core stream features and X native integrations that are missing. And yeah, so then it created this. So I want to take a look at this. Imagine for a moment though, like your X, you know, we might be able to actually, if we download this, let me download this real quick. I think if we download it and then just add its own tab. Yeah, I think we can get a little bit bigger here. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay. This might be more helpful. Okay, so let's see. By the way, thanks to the 2 people watching on Kick. Really appreciate it. So let me see. I'm not getting. I saw there was like a few people in the chat. Hold on real quick before we continue this. Make sure my chat's working. It does appear to be working. Okay. So here we go. All right. So if you're watching on X and you want to follow me on Kick, it's I M King Ginger. So this is the mock-up it made. So you have 14.2 thousand viewers because it's assuming that X is actually going to care about live streaming. But so high number here. It completely did Neurotic, completely on its own in Friday Night Tights. I did not ask it to do that. I did not hint for it to do that. You guys read the prompt. That was all that was suggested. And then you have your live chat. And you have a subscriber versus your subscribers. So it still uses X's subscriber implementation. People can subscribe to your channel while watching the live stream. Hey, that's important if you're pushing subscriptions, the ability to be able to do that. I think that's really, really, really key. And I think it's completely missing. And then there's tags here. Obviously, there's categories and stuff for your live stream. And then, all right, so then we go to Tweet Spotlight. By the way, again, this was completely made up by Claude, completely on its own. So it gives you different ways. This is where I think, if you're listening to me and you're big on X, like, and you understand the importance of being able to tweet and follow tweets and current events and live events. Hey, something is happening right now. Everybody's talking about it. Let's hop on live stream and let's pull in tweets and put them as on-screen displays. Like, this is insanely important. So the fact that you have full card, a compact bar, and you can put the media and tweet on the screen if you want, to just like how that's and this could be any tweet, by the way. Like if I'm just browsing what's trending and I see a tweet, because it knows I'm live, I just press a button, it automatically pops up on screen for me. Like that sort of thing would be amazing. This should happen. Right? Like this needs to happen. And so I just think that's really key. Here's your broadcaster. You have your tweet spotlights. You can delete some, remove some, move some up. You can put them in a queue. You have sub alerts, chat overlay, tweet spotlights, auto clip. AI Grok will detect. Grok will detect highlights for the clip all on its own. That's pretty amazing. Imagine doing a live stream, and while you're live streaming, Grok is putting out clips that can be shared during your live stream and point people back to the live stream. But the best part is the clip to post. This is what any of your viewer can do. Nikita, really, I hope you're listening to me, because this is an amazing idea. And I know I'm just a peon with less than 10,000. I'm not even like on the top. I can't even afford the top tier Grok Premium Plus plan. So I don't know if you're listening to me, but if you could listen to a commoner, if you can listen to a layman, I do have a lot of experience live streaming. I've done it a lot with much larger audiences than myself on my own channels. But on the channels I've built, we live streamed, and I'll get to it later, but we actually live streamed. I was one of the first people that was taking cinema quality broadcast cameras, taking them out in the field to protest, and live streaming high quality depth of field, cinema lenses, all that sort of stuff. Hey, what's up, CC Groves? He says, good evening. Hey, how's it going, man? So I do know what I'm talking about, and that was before all the social media bans that made live streaming basically useless. But we were getting thousands of people watching every stream. I remember one stream, I think we surpassed 2,000 or 3,000 people watching live while we were doing it. And I've produced a pre-recorded show that we broadcasted live. That got a lot. That was back in the days when Facebook and YouTube were really testing live streaming, and they really like pushed it out there. They really wanted it to be a main thing on their platform. And then since that time, no platform has wanted live streaming to really be a prominent thing. So I do know what I'm talking about, even though I'm a peon with less than 10,000 followers and a poor man's premium plan. So hear me out, Nikita. Elon too, because I know you're watching this, of course. But here's this is the thing that got me like super excited. So imagine if somebody's watching my stream, they can just hit one button that says clip, and they automatically clip the last 30 seconds of the video, and it's automatically posted, and they can share it. And then they can, by them sharing a 30-second clip on their timeline, they can automatically pull people in, pull users in to watch my live stream. How can you not be excited about that? How like that gets me like super pumped, like through the roof excited about that. And then if I screw up and I make a fool of myself, everybody can clip it and post it. And then of course it still, even though I make a fool of myself, it leads people back into my stream to help to continue watching this. And it says any viewer hits the clip button during a stream, X captures the last 30 seconds, auto generates a post with attribution back to the original stream and drops it in the viewer's timelines. The streamer gets tagged. The clip drives viewers back to the stream. Everybody wins. This is, I think, something that you don't see a lot on social media plays anymore. This sort of like mutual exchange of the audience and the content creator, each getting value. So the content creator, the audience can clip it. It can go mega crazy viral from his post. And then the creator obviously gets the attention and the attribution as well. It's a great idea. This must be implemented. And then a post-stream thread. This is really cool. It automatically talks about what was covered, gives you the peak viewers, durations, and then it does highlights. So this was the most clipped moment of the night. It gives you the most clipped moment of the night. It gives you the poll. I didn't even show you the poll, but yeah, there's native polls. You can put the polls, embed the polls on your live stream, on screen, on camera. And then so you have the most clipped moment of the night, the poll, and then of course at the end it sends you the pure VOD for the stream. And this was, I mean, look, this is just one prompt. And so let me just be very clear here. I would hope, I think Elon mentioned that he wanted X when he first took it over. He was hoping that X would be utilized for live streaming. And I believe you guys are working on it. I really do. And I especially believe you guys are working on it because no matter how much I talk about it or tag Nikita in it, I never get a response back. And that's a signal that either you're never going to do it or it's already in the works. Shut up and just let us cook. but I don't know. So this is all I'm saying, Nikita. All I'm saying, Nikita Bier, is that there are people that really would love to use X for live streaming, and I think it can add just a ton of value to the platform. I really think if you add live streaming, especially because I think I said this earlier today, that X is such a ethereal. Is that the right word? Ethereal. It's such a temporary platform. Everything is so ephemeral. Yeah, everything is so ephemeral. I got a chat. Where is that chat coming from? Oh, that's a Facebook. That's from Facebook. Why are those not coming in? Okay. Hey, I got 99 stars. I got 99 stars for my wife though, so that's kind of just money laundering. Thanks, honey, for the stars. Andy Johnson says, well, that's pretty wild, Marcus. If I started following your work back when you handled the website for Gary DeMar, or did I hallucinate that? I never really handled the website, but I did do some video stuff with Gary DeMar. Did I do the website? You know what? Andy, I did do some website stuff. I did. Yeah, I think I helped with some of the redesign of it, like WordPress redesign of it. Yeah, I think that was a long time ago, man. I appreciate all the work you've done. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate that. Where was I? What was I? Where was I? Yes. So I think like everything on Twitter that you post is usually moments. Like it's meant to last for moments, maybe a day at most, maybe 2 days. Like you might depend. It's dependent on the news cycle. If something is trending, everybody's posting about it, trying to get their impressions up, right? So it's but that's not how video production works. Or like I'm not going to spend 2 or 3 months making a video. I'm not going to spend really a whole day making a video if it's going to be impossible to get any engagement or traction or views or impressions from it a few hours after it's posted. At that point, you're only making video that's going to resonate with the trending audience. However, something that is also very temporary and ethereal. Ethereal? That's not the word. What is ethereal? Something that's very very quick. It's very fast. It doesn't last for a very long time. And I think live streaming is that. When you live stream and the video's over, for the most part, unless you have really significant clips in the clip channel, those videos go away. The live stream goes away. People don't normally tend to watch old live streams because a lot of live streams are talking about current events. And those current events are what really drive a live stream. Like me engaging with the chat. Ephemeral. Thank you, CC Groves. Ephemeral. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, see, like the engagement I just had with CC Groves is just kind of spontaneous, in the moment, that sort of thing, right? But that's perfect for X. Because if I'm doing live stream, like if I'm live streaming right now, as I am, and I were to go to X, and I would say, hey, let's see what's trending on X. And I go to X, and I see sports are trending, WWE, like these are all things that are happening like right now. Eric Swalwell resigns from Congress amid sexual misconduct allegations. By the way, I think I tweeted this earlier. Isn't the sexual misconduct with the Chinese spy worse than other kinds of sexual misconduct? He didn't resign over the Chinese spy. Like, why did he not have to resign over the Chinese? I don't know. But again, like, so we're talking about things that are trending. They're only going to be valid for like a day or two. That's what live streaming. That's what live streaming is. And so that's why I think, man, this microphone, it's driving me nuts, dude. I want to throw it. I want to throw it. But that's why I think like blending the what's the word? Ephemeral. Yeah, blending the ephemeral nature of X tweets and the trending and how immediate and instant it is with the ephemeral nature of live streaming. It's a winning combination, man. And I'm not some fancy developer. I'm not some genius Harvard dropout that built something really cool and then, worked at Doge. I'm not at that level, but I do know this business very well. I know this industry very well. I've been in it. I've lived it. And I'm telling you, Elon, I'm telling you, Nikita Bier, if you know what, let me be a consultant. If you think I'm crazy, you can drop me, but just let me be a consultant. I know this very well, and because I think this is what this. Hold on. I'm gonna, one second. Okay, so look, here's another thing I wanted to mention that I think is very important. So one of the things when we would go and we would do live streams at protests and that sort of thing, we were kind of just like on our phone, and really the only thing we would really do is we would use our phone to make sure the quality of the stream is good. Because we had basically like a Verizon Wi-Fi card, and some of the protests we would go to were very high trafficked areas in terms of cellular use. So like sometimes we couldn't even stream at all. So we were just like trying to live stream, but ultimately we were recording it to the camera and we would edit clips later. But what would be really amazing is if from the Twitter app, while I'm live streaming in the field for news related stuff, broadcasts, that sort of thing, I could just tap my finger and I could highlight a tweet to go on display of my cinema quality broadcast in the field journalism. Like, that is another level. And somebody suggested this today on my tweet too. If you guys have any ideas for how you could like implement X to really make it an amazing live stream platform, feel free to drop it in the chat. But one of the ideas they had was like there would be a map. So let's say there's like a protest or something crazy's going on around the world. And you could zoom in on the map and you could watch everybody's live stream from their Twitter in that location. And so I could basically act as a producer and I could bring in all those different live streams of something happening in the world. Like that would be amazing. But also too, the ability to be able to just bring on someone that's using X and using the whole Twitter Spaces sort of thing, the whole X Spaces, and I can just take phone calls live on stream, a modern day sort of Rush Limbaugh style call-in shows using Twitter Spaces. It's already there. So the possibilities are endless, and I know you guys are very smart and you've probably already talked about it amongst yourselves, and I know, I'm not an idiot, that there's a lot of other things to concern you with that my little visionary mind isn't even thinking of, or honestly doesn't even care to, because this is just my dream version of X. So all the technical complications and all the other sort of problems that my ideas would solve, we're just going to put them aside and just focus on, if you could do it, if a rocket could actually return to Earth and land and be if you could do it, that is what I would do. So see, if I put it out too far, it doesn't carry the weight anymore. Wait, it could be this cloud pulling it down. No, it's not the cloud lifter. It's just a really crappy mic. This is a Rode too, right? This is like it's like it's a nice one. Like it was expensive. I just think it's old. I have to figure it out. See if there's a way to retighten the gears on that. But yeah. So that's my idea. Sorry you guys had to watch that through small screen while you're looking at the trending tab the whole time. That's not fun. I was not paying attention. So what else is going on in the so Nikita and Elon, because I know you're watching this. I know you're spending your time watching this live stream of a live stream with how many views do we have now? It's if I where do so if I go and I look 71, those are VOD views. Those aren't even live. See, that's the other thing. It doesn't tell me how many actual live viewers I have. Because I feel like if I had 71 live viewers, I know it's not that. If I had 71 live viewers, the chat would be popping off a lot more than it is on X. So I know it's not that. But again, if you're watching this, thanks for sharing, liking, retweeting, doing all those sort of things. What CC Grove says, Spy was okay because they voted him in to sell out the U.S. So the Chinese spy was okay because they voted. The Chinese let him in. So they can't get rid of him for the Chinese spy. The Chinese spy was part of the basis for why he got there, right? Oh, man. The other thing I wanted to talk about tonight, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, we could talk about Mom Don. Should we do this? We should do this. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. Right here. This is Mom Donnie. Mom Donnie is starting bread lines and government cheese stores. You ready for this? It's crazy.
Grocery prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way. I'm Zahran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores.
Hey, city-owned grocery stores! Isn't that exciting? How are you not excited about city-owned grocery stores, everybody? I am super pumped. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Could you imagine? Oh, look at this. What's so crazy about this? How are the city-owned... Look, one of the best parts about New York City, I've been there a few times. The best parts about New York City are the bodegas, right? You go in these little like hole-in-the-wall shops, and each shop has its own culture. It's completely different. They have their own stuff for sale. Like, none of these bodegas are trying to rip people off, man. What's going on? Like, they're just trying to, but you know, you have each bodega has a sandwich shop. Some bodegas have like 99-cent pizza. You just go to these places and they're like, and like I saw one on TikTok. It was a bodega that just did seafood boils. Like, that was the whole place. So you don't need, like, who are these city-owned grocery stores going to hurt? Right? By the way, not sponsored, but Alp, if you are watching and you would like to sponsor somebody, my wife would appreciate an Alp sponsorship as opposed to the other option, which is me buying out. So this is going to hurt all the bodegas. They're all going to go out of, I mean, they're already struggling. I mean, like, every business in New York City is already struggling. So, hey, let's get the government to put all the small business out of business. Let's undercut the small businesses in New York City. It's a great idea.
It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery.
First off, why are city funds going towards corporate supermarkets anyway? I don't know. Okay.
Whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent.
Where are they going to get the property from? They're just going to, I mean, so like they have to pay for it, so they're just going to buy these buildings from people. I mean, it's crazy.
We'll pass on those savings to you.
Are you going to pay the employees that work at this place? Like, what's
They'll
going
partner
on?
with small businesses and nearby farms and sell at wholesale prices. The job of city government isn't to tinker around the edges while 1 in 4 children across our city go hungry. Grocery prices are...
Here's a question. This is just can we find, like, where's Rainbow? Because I want to know. Well, he's like, what store is he in right now? You know, like, what store in New York City is he standing and filming this? Is that a? It just has a name of the food. Look at that! Look at this on the. Can I Can I? Does magnifier work? How do you do magnifier? Because I want to zoom in on something here.
From corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not
that work?
price gouging. These stores will operate with
That when I do that, it when I zoom in, it zooms in on the whole thing. Is there a hotkey?
out a profit.
I don't know. I got to figure out how to do the zoom in thing. Look, but what I wanted you to see, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's just food on the floor. Just laying on the floor. Do you see it in the corner here? Maybe I need to bring this here and then hit zoom in.
City funds
Maybe.
from corporate supermarkets to city.
I don't know. Now I lost my zoom in window. Well, this is not good. Let's not do this until I learn how to use it more. And now okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to use this well enough. I'll have to figure that out. I'm gonna look for some plugins that can show me how to do that. But I want to go back. Look at that. There's food on the floor at this government-owned grocery store. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. What else can we see at this government-owned grocery store that makes you nauseous? Boxes just in the middle of the aisle, unopened, not even on display. I mean, their shelves aren't even nice and clean, man.
City government isn't
got stuff falling off. You got stuff almost falling off. They couldn't even straighten up the shelves before they filmed this.
4 children across our city go hungry. Grocery prices are out. Grocery prices control. Prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I mean, look. I don't mind junky grocery stores. They have their own vibe, but when you got just food just laying in the middle of the floor like that, that's pretty disgusting. CC Grove says, you said watch on Kick, so here I am. No, dude, watch on Kick, man. Like even if you watch on X right now, like even if I had like thousands of people watching me on X right now, you still can't do super chats and stuff, right? So it's still not really as monetizable as Kick. And then Kick has a 95.5 creator payout. So there's still nothing better than Kick. What else did you say? I just toured the Biltmore this last week. I was amazed how fast a family fortune can evaporate. The house couldn't even be maintained by the third generation. And that dude in New York City is going to impoverish that city in this generation. He really is, man. He really is. So, yeah, that's that. The other thing, by the way, this was my talking head video I did today. So 7 minutes, 35 seconds. Look at this though. I only got 1.9 thousand impressions on it, which compared to some of the other stuff I've been doing the past week, that is a fraction. So it's like, okay, X, you want to do talking head videos, man? Show me you want to do talking head videos. You know, like push this stuff. And I don't know. I don't know. I think, one, like people don't watch videos on X very much, but also I don't know like what the process is for writing the tweet that's going to get people to watch the video. Although I will say that the engagement on this is more than I thought it was going to be because it's been up most of the day and like nobody's done anything with it. But it's a good looking shot though. All right, this is crazy. This I wanted to talk about because this kind of just makes me so mad. Tech company just like me has launched an AI Jesus avatar. Users can talk to for $1.99 a minute. The AI is based on the chosen actor, Jonathan Rumi, and can pray with users, speak multiple languages. Now, I wanted to live stream doing this, but I completely didn't notice that it was $1.99. It was $1.99 a minute. But I thought it would be fun. Let's see. I get 2 minutes free, don't I? Hold on. If I get 2 minutes free, I feel like do all this. Okay. Okay, hold on 1 second. I just have one question I want to ask him. Okay, I'm in. All right, I can try for free. I can buy a package for 30 minutes. You know what's crazy? I think this is a scam website because it wants my credit card number. I can buy a package for a 30-minute session. You guys see this? Look at this. Sorry. Look at this. I can buy a package and it wants me to put in my credit card. But it's not it wants me to put in my credit card, but it doesn't tell me how much it's going to charge me for that 30-minute session. I would assume it's $60. But let's see if I could just try video call. No, wait a minute. Do you guys see this? So it says start a video call, try for free, and then it says I can try it for $1 or try it free for 3 days. For 60 minutes monthly if not canceled. I don't trust this. This isn't what I thought it was. I thought it was a Christian company that would because it seems like something a Christian donor advisor fund would like sort of fund. But anyway, but look, can we just stop doing the tech slop? Can we just stop doing the boomer tech slop? The faith-based boomer tech slop? Can we just stop doing it? Can we just, I mean, this is like, how embarrassing is it that non-Christians have built Anthropic, they've built Claude, they've built Chat GPT, they've built X and Grok, and here we are making nonsense stuff like this. And here's my question: how much did Jonathan Rumi? How much money did he take for this, man? Live, laugh, love, Marcus. Come on. I don't know if I can laugh and love this thing, man. This thing kind of makes me mad. It makes me mad because there's a lot of money that went into making this, and I'm assuming for Jonathan Rumi's likeness. And that money could have gone to such much better enterprises, much better actual legitimate businesses than, it's $1.99 a minute to talk with an AI bot. That's worse than Clio. Yeah, you guys remember the Clio stuff? You guys remember that? Hold on. I'll show you the Clio stuff. There we go. Check this out.
Don't you really want to know?
Okay, I was wondering who the father of my baby was.
All right, let's take a look. The Miss Cleo DNA test. I'm solely searching for the father of your baby. Oh, it's the one that's very unpleasant, okay?
Okay.
And he's also the one that had another girlfriend while he was sleeping with you.
Yes, he did.
Yep, that's him. That's the daddy.
Isn't that just like the whole like that's the chat with Jesus stuff is just it's just the call Miss Cleo. Dial this number late at night and get your fortune. Yeah, that was. You guys remember all those like 1-900 numbers, 1-800 numbers? My wife sent me some videos today of like waking up in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. and you just hear Celine Dion singing for some album commercial. You guys remember that? For me, like I would go to bed watching those guys do the knives. Remember that? Knives infomercial. What was those guys? What were those guys' names? There's a lot of them on here, but none of them are. I think this is it.
This is my blowout.
Tom's blowout.
You can't order it now. These are limited to only 1,200 in the world. An incredible blade. Well, this is one of our hottest items ever. At our lowest price tag we have ever offered it to the general public.
I've never seen these at that price before, ever.
Because this next one, it just keeps getting better.
98 cents a knife.
Nowhere near a buck a knife. Folks, it's like giving this knife away. This has never happened in this manner until this moment.
I like it.
Never offered at anywhere near this money. It's the biggest liquidation of wildlife we have ever offered. These are absolutely top rate in quality.
It is a beauty.
Anyway, I just think that's amazing. By the way, another idea for X live stream integration would be the ability to play and do commentary on X videos directly. Just not having to go to YouTube, but just play clips and stuff right from X. That would be amazing. So yeah, that's kind of what I just think. Like it's just there's so much things you can do if they would just implement this sort of stuff on here. I'll talk about one more thing. I don't want to get too much into the details and the weeds on it, but I did mention this. This is my tweet that's blown up right now regarding the quartering, and I'm not going to get into the gossip of the quartering or anything like that. I think it's pretty clear, you know, from his own videos that he gets drunk on stream and he speaks about women in ways that's not appropriate for a married man to do, and he's getting in trouble for it, and rightfully so. He should get in trouble for it. But I wanted to talk about just the role of a producer, because I did a few months ago. I was looking for some side work, and he was looking for an editor, so I emailed him, and you know, he wanted somebody that was going to do it for free and get part of the ad revenue, and I don't have the time to do stuff for free. Also, I've been doing this a long time. I'm past the do stuff for free to earn your worth stage, so I wasn't going to do it for free. But he was looking for. But what I told him in the email exchange that I had with him was, I was like, dude, what you really need is a producer. You need somebody that's going to produce your show for you. And take a lot of the weight off of what you're doing. And he never got back to me on it. Like, we didn't have a very long email exchange. It wasn't anything, you know, crazy or ridiculous. He was looking for somebody that was going to do it for free and take a portion of the ad share. I was going to do that. And he didn't respond anymore. But when you look at all the problems that he's having, this is why when a show, when you start a show and you're doing a live stream and it gets really big and it gets really popular, the very first thing that host needs to do is they have to get a producer. And that can't be anybody. Like, they can't just go and find a headhunter that's going to go and find a producer. They need to find somebody that's really good and can do the production, but they also have to be very, very much a good friend. So if somebody that after the show is over is going to be like, that show was terrible, man. Here's what you could have done better. Or before the show, you can provide, hey, here's the things. How are you going to talk about each of these subjects? What are you going to do? What's the purpose of the show? How's it going to go? And debate each other. You know, you want the host to debate the producer before the show to make sure that the argumentation is right, to make sure that every point is thought out, to kind of pretend to be a member of the live chat that's engaging, so that when you go out there and you make a point, that it's a valid point and it's a good point and it's a point that most people haven't even thought of before. So you sort of want that teamwork between the host and the producer. And the problem that you have, especially with live streaming, I think you see this a lot. It's microphone stand. You see it a lot is that the host does his live show and it does really well and it starts to blow up. And then at that point, the channel is very valuable. And so you don't want to give control of the channel to someone else, especially the business, right? Because you kind of started it. But the best thing a host can do when they're beginning to blow up is to give control of the business to a producer, somebody that's going to protect the host. And there has to be a good relationship, a good chemistry there. Because what happens is the show gets really big and the host gets tired and exhausted from all the stuff he has to do, all the stuff he has to manage. And eventually those views just dip and dip and dip and go down and go down and go down. And then you find you find yourself speaking inappropriately about women and getting drunk on stream. And it's all because you don't have somebody that could just go, think you've had too much to drink on stream, and then just kill the stream. You know, just kill it. You know, you don't have, you need somebody to be accountable to, and not necessarily just the audience or your views or your analytics or your graphs. You need somebody who is, if this show goes under, there's going to be consequences for this person who I'm very close to. And that sort of relationship, and that guy, that producer, has the same responsibility. To say, if this show goes under, then by the host making a fool of himself, then I'm in trouble. So there's this mutual relationship between the host and the producer and the producer and the host. And it's very valuable and it's very hard to find that sort of chemistry that needs to happen. But I think what you've seen now with the quartering is that he's just completely on his own. He doesn't trust anybody's opinions. He's not listening to everybody. It appears he's flagging channels, and nobody told him that that's basically content creator suicide, especially for somebody on Rumble. That's crazy. That the guy that's got a lucrative free speech deal on Rumble is going around and allegedly flagging channels. That's not good. Or at least, at the very least, he's not flagging channels, but he's telling his audience to do it for sure. I saw that. So, he's just on this downward path. And I think really, if I don't know the quartering, like I said, we had a very generic email exchange. There wasn't anything crazy about the email exchange. I actually sent him a really crappy video. Not technically my fault. Because he wanted me to do a sample video to test, that I could edit. And so I did it. I rendered it out, sent it to him really late at night. And then woke up the next morning and I realized that the video that I sent him had this like weird audio encoding error that was a result of, I don't know, Adobe Premiere like had a patch, but it didn't download to my laptop. I had to download the patch and then resend it out. It was fine. So like nothing spectacular. We had nothing spectacular. But if I were to have convinced him to bring me on as a producer, I think he could have avoided a lot of the problems that he's had over the past few months, and I think that would have been very valuable for him to do. But you got to have that friendship and relationship stuff. I had a guy message me, wanted me to be a producer of his live stream. Huge channel, nearly 1 million viewers. But I just didn't feel comfortable morally with the content that this guy was making. His stuff is great, by the way. Like the production, everything, his energy, like it was great. But I just didn't feel comfortable with the content. And I just told him that in a message. I was like, hey, man, I just don't think morally I would be comfortable enough with the style of your comedy. However, I think you're insanely talented, and the only reason I don't want to do it is because I don't think I could be able to. We would have that trust relationship if I was nervous about the edginess of your jokes, right? So, but again, like you need a producer that's going to do that, right? You need a guy that's going to go in and go, I completely back what you're doing, and I back your vision for what the show is going to be. And if you don't have that, like if you don't have that vision, the producer host relationship doesn't work. It just completely falls apart. So that's like priority. Seen in sources, do you think if large accounts, actually this is actually a chat on X. Look at that. He says, do you think if large accounts dip too much into politics, divisive politics, that's when things just get out of hand? No, I don't. I think you can dip into. I honestly think. I think actually what happens is the opposite. Like large accounts actually start to get less divisive in their politics, and they try to appease everybody. I mean, like that's what we're seeing with like the X influencers right now. Am I right? Like, like what's really funny is like when Trump posted that awful image of him that he says was a doctor. What's funny is to go to the X influencers who were originally supporting it. I don't know if it's still up, and I actually kind of let me see if I can find it. But it was from Gunther Eagleman. Yeah, I think it was Gunther Eagleman. Oh man, I'm gonna have to. These guys post a lot. These guys post a lot. That was only all that, and we're only down to like 2 hours ago. 4 hours ago. There's no way I'm gonna be able to find it. There's no way. I wanted to find it to verify it, but he could have deleted it too if it was you. I saw a screenshot of oh yeah, no, here he retweeted it. He retweeted it. This is like President Trump just posted this powerful painting on True Social. Now he posted this the moment that it went up. Right? And it's just automatic, full embrace. Whatever Trump does is magical and mystical. And President Trump posted this powerful painting on True Social. Trump stands radiant in a red robe, laying hands on a sick man, while surrounded by American symbols, the flag, eagles, fighter jets, the Statue of Liberty, and every day. By the way, that is an AI-generated post if I've ever seen it. Like that is literally, if I had Grok, you know what? We have to do this. Let's just see if Grok will let's see if Grok can let's do this. Grok, I am going to upload an image. I want you to give me a description. We'll just say generic. A generic description of the painting in the image. And then let's upload the image. feel like it's going to give me that exact same image. that exact same Gunther okay, well, it uploaded it, so describe this image for me. Yeah, so it's just a large waving American flag dominates the up, two bald eagles in flight. In the sky above, glowing figures of soldiers appear. Military, okay, sum up this description in a single tweet. Dramatic, patriotic painting, essential. It's funny it says classical religious style, but it's just him as a doctor, right? That's funny. A central figure in white and red cloak lays a glowing hand on a sick elderly man's forehead, surrounded by praying women, nurses, veterans, and crowds. American flag soaring. All right, let's I want to go back. Okay. Trump stands radiant in a red robe, laying hands on the sick man while surrounded by American symbols, flag, eagles, fire. So this is exactly what he did. This is exactly what he did, is he just got a description of it. A central figure in white robe, red cloak. So Trump in white robe and red cloak. I want to put these two side by side. Hold on. We got to put these two side by side. All right. Okay. So, a central figure in white robe and red cloak lays a glowing hand on a sick elderly man's forehead. Gunther Eagle says Trump stands radiant, laying hand on a sick man while surrounded by American symbols. Surrounded by veterans and crowd, American flag, soaring eagles, fighters, jets. Fighter jets. The Statue of Liberty and everyday heroes. Statue of Liberty and happily soldier figures fill the limit. So this guy just so Gunther Eagleman just basically posted an AI generated description as to what the image is. Literally, he probably literally used Grok. Can't you use Grok? I bet you if I uploaded that on my phone, and John Root says, this is blasphemy defending this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so just real quick so I can just show it to you. So this Grok description is identical to this Grok description. It's just reworded a little bit. It's crazy. John Root says, this is blasphemy defending this shows your lack of discernment. So the point of this is like, you asked, seen in source, you asked, do you think accounts that dip too much accounts dip too much into politics? That's when things just get out of hand. I think it's the opposite. I think they stop being discerning with their politics and they just start they want to get that Oval Office invitation, right? So they've probably what happens is people from the White House send them DMs and say, hey, if you want to like keep going down this road, they get successful and hey, you want to keep going down this road, why don't we invite you into our Signal chat? And then they get in the Signal chat and it's just say this about this, say that about that, and I think they just repost it and copy and paste whatever's in the Signal chat. That would be my theory as to how it works. But it's interesting to see that almost 100% of the hostility towards this image was almost immediate. And yet you can see the people who agreed. And somebody told me to take this exact line, President Trump, and then search for it. Yeah, the Australian. So you have all these other accounts that it's basically all. No, some of it. Here we go. This one does. It's the 17th letter. So you have all these other accounts, QAnon Global, and they're just this Julian Assange. What is that? That's a fake. I don't know. But so you have all these other bot accounts that are basically sharing the exact same image with the exact same copy. It's so weird. Like, is that not weird? Like, that just feels weird to me. Seeing the sources. Oh, so what I was saying is, like, they get the invite to the Oval Office and they stop being divisive with their politics. I think that the division of the politics is good. Like, you should be divisive with your politics. Like, it's totally okay. You get views that way. But what I think is happening with, like, a lot of the political influencers, and this is what's so amazing about what Elon and Nikita are doing when they don't allow you to, like, recycle content anymore, is they're forcing these influencers to give away their own political opinions, and they have to show their face to do it. Right? C. Seagrove says Trump is going to end up grass-fed and free-ranged if he's not more careful. Grass-fed and free-range. Hey, man, dude, that's what, was it Saul in the Bible that happened to? He was reduced to living on all fours and eating the grass. Yeah, man, that's exactly it. So I think no, it was Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, that's right. It was Nebuchadnezzar. The bunny guy. Isn't that sad? That's how I remember the Kings, based on the VeggieTales songs. But so yeah. So my thought is that's my thought. It's like once you get into like once you get into the whole upper class once you get into the whole upper tier, once you get invited to the table, you stop being as divisive in your politics, and you don't want to rebuke Trump. I think that's Trump's problem, actually. I think Trump I've said this before. He really values loyalty, but I don't think he understands how easy it is to fake loyalty. What you can't fake is like authenticity and principles. If I was Trump, I would much rather have someone who's authentic with principles. Let's say like a Thomas Massey or a Rand Paul, someone who's not going to go against what they believe and is going to tell me exactly what they think, but is still going to want to do what's best for the country. I would much rather have someone like that in my court than the people that are just going to be like yes men for Trump. And I think what's happened, because it happened in his first term, is I think he has a bunch of yes men that are surrounding him that just don't want to go, hey, you know what, Trump, that image, not the best idea, not a good look. You probably need to get rid of Paula White. There's a lot more other pastors you can bring in that are way more sound, that would be a lot better than Paula White. A lot better than Paula. Like, did anybody have the guts to tell Trump that Paula White's a grifter and a Word of Faith prosperity, false teacher? Like, nobody told him that. It's like, that's crazy to me. But I think that's what's happening. And seeing the source, you say LOL with that Trump post. He's almost 80 years old, and the way 80 years old think. I wouldn't be shocked if a staffer generated that image for him and he genuinely believed he was a doctor in it. He might have really thought he was a doctor in it. I don't know. Part of me just honestly, the other possibility is I think a staffer posted it and just posted it. And it might not have even run by him. That's probably true as well. But the fact that you have either way, the fact that you have these political influencers who got the Epstein binder, it's those same influencers, the cat turds, right? Like the Gunther Eaglemans, all those people, they got the binder, they got invited to the White House, They got the fake binder. They got duped, and they're still not willing to just go, "Hey, Trump, I don't think you're doing right." And you can do that, man. You don't have to be anti-Trump to say, "I don't think that's the best decision, Mr. President." But if that gets you in trouble at the White House, then that's a problem. That's a leadership problem, right? Any leader, any boss that only wants people that agree with everything he says is not a good leader. It's just not like that. That is not how you want to operate even the smallest of companies. So yeah. CC Griff says, I watched pastors surround themselves with yes men and pass over the guys who were grounded and didn't need the validation. It didn't end well. It never does. It never, I mean, yeah. So like from a church to a business to running the government, you never want like the leaders that are surrounded by yes men. And it's very hard to do as a leader too. It's very hard to, especially if you have a lot of responsibility like Trump, you want to but you have to know, I think like when you're president of the United States, you have to understand that not everybody is going to agree with you, and you don't want to have enemies, but you want to have people, I think, that are going to disagree with you for the right reasons. But I think that's why I get like so discouraged every time you see like a Thomas Massie or a Rand Paul, and like Trump's just attacking Thomas Massie and Rand Paul, and then meanwhile he's praising Lindsey Graham, and it's like, what is going on? Like how did this happen? I don't understand what went wrong here. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, man, looks like we got a good amount of people in the Kick chat, at least for my stream. So anybody that's watching in Kick that's new and want to introduce yourself, please say hello. I love Kick as a platform. I think it's a great streaming platform. I also love streaming on X too. So Source, thank you for commenting on X. I don't know how many people are watching on X. Maybe I should I just tweet it again? Maybe let me here's what I'll do. I'm gonna tweet out one more time this video of us being live right now. Man, I have to like really go way back in my timeline to see anybody that engaged. I think there's one person that retweeted it. That's crazy. See, it's crazy because it only has like 93 views right now, and those aren't live viewers, those are VOD views. So when people say, I think people say all the time, they say, I stream on X and I just get no engagement from it. Yeah, it says 93. Well, it's not live views though. So that's kind of like the trick. That's 93 total people who have like, it's gone in the impression. So it's like, if it was 93 viewers, it would be like, we'd be having a completely different conversation right now. But it's not. It's 93 total views. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post this. Actually, let me try something different. I'm going to copy the link. And then what is this?
Truth and the life. Gospel of John, Jesus reminds us that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and that through him we can find true rest for our souls.
That's some boomer stuff. I don't think you guys saw that. Sorry. Yeah. So look. So by the way, you guys were talking about. Yeah. So I was just playing this.
Gospel of John, Jesus reminds us that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and that through him we can find true rest for our souls.
I don't think he says true rest for our souls. I think he says no one comes to the Father but through me. See, that's what, dude, I'm telling you. Like, if somebody sent me $100 in super chats, I would have fun. Like, I would tear this thing apart. I totally would. But I'm not gonna pay for. I'm not paying for it. I don't even feel comfortable, honestly, putting my credit card number on that website. Seems so sketchy. Let's do this. Hey, doing a test right now. if you can see the live stream, enter the chat and say hello. Just trying to see how much a live stream is pushed in the algo. So let's just do this. See if this works. All right. So we'll see if we get any. We're gonna see if we get anybody new in the chat. So let's just see what happens. Seen in sources I reposted to my 20 followers. You might get a bot view out of it. But it should come from me though, because like I have 10,000 followers on X, right? So I feel like if anybody's going to watch this, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if anybody comes in the chat right now. It's also late too. I know this is not like the best time for me to tweet after 7. It's usually before that. But yeah, let's see if anybody. I'm telling you, man. X. Hey, we got one guy shows up in mine, but I have your post on alert. Well, thanks. Thanks, Sai. I'm glad you have my post on alert. Maybe that's the key though, right? Maybe the key is, hey, if you want to catch my live streams, be sure to put my post on alert. And that way but you know what'd be great? Why can't I just post, because I don't want everybody's tweets. Like if I'm like in this mad tweet rage and I'm just tweeting every minute, people's phones are going to go nuts and then they're just not going to do it. But what I would like is, hey, can you send me an alert every time this account goes live? That's like a super basic feature. You can filter the alerts. All right, Sai, I'm gonna see. Let's see. I'm gonna put an alert for Sai. Let's see. I'm gonna add an alert. It just says turn on notifications. How do you filter the alerts? Tell me how to do it, Sai. I don't think you can filter the alerts. I see you shared the image. Yeah. Oh, it popped up for you. Maybe it's something that only does it on the phone app. Maybe it only does it in the phone app. Yeah, man. That's what I'm telling you guys. Like, you can't follow just someone's live streams on X. Like that's a problem. And I'm telling you, I would absolutely and legitimately live stream exclusively on X if I could guarantee that the live streams got pushed out to my followers. I don't feel like that's too hard of an ask, to be honest. Not like I don't necessarily need every live stream to go massively viral or go crazy. But if I look at this, like let's see, Alex Jones has 178,000 views.
And there's kind of a feeling like, well,
but that's not like live viewers though, because he's been live streaming for 10 hours, right? So that's over 10.5 hours. So 10 and a half hours, he's gotten 178,000 views. And so this guy just streams for 10 hours straight, and it allows him to get up to the top of this list because he's one of the most viewed live streams. But look, let's assume that this is maybe top 5 on X, and the bottom is at 112. Hold up. If he's at 112 and I'm at 102, that means technically I'm only 10 views away from getting up here in this list. Right? Because those aren't live viewers. It's total views. I think we could beat Alex Utopia. That's all I'm saying. Can we see if we can beat Alex Utopia? I just want to see. I want to see if I can be in the top 5 with only 113 viewers. Oh, you guys weren't even. The screen wasn't even sharing. All right, let me show you what I was talking about. So over here, you have Alex Jones. He has 178,000 viewers.
Arsenio has to put a button.
Because he's been streaming for 10 and a half hours. So that's not the total amount of people that are watching him live. That's over 10 and a half hours today. He's got 178,000 viewers, right? So this Diamond and Silk right now. They've been streaming for 32 minutes. They actually 2.4 thousand in 32 minutes is pretty good. They're kind of crushing it. And then this WDW Pro 181.
And
and they've been streaming for an hour and a half. So
hear that he's passed away. Condolences.
I'm pretty sure that this is the total amount of viewers total, and not all together. So if I go to look, see, there it is. See, it's got me at 102 here. Can somebody check to see if that comes up on if you're on desktop? Can you oh, you can choose to notify for only live video. All right. Everybody that watches this, be sure to hit the notification to go live with every live video of mine. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to ask people to do that too. So that thank you, Scene and Source. I'm gonna make sure I mark that off. So, but yeah. So look at this. The persistence has a space. The red is live videos. But look at this. We're right here. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're number 6 on the list under Worldview 2 and WD Pro and this Alex Utopia guy. Let's crank up those numbers. It's pretty crazy though. I would be very happy if I could get. Now this, I think the spaces are maybe live streamer, like actually listening. The Political Theater, episode 196. So yeah, so 111. We're inking our way up. That's kind of interesting to see, though. Hey, here from Canada, what's up? What's up, the Putty Tat? How are you doing, man? What we're trying to do is trying to see how X ranks live stream viewers. And so what we're noticing here is right now I do not have 111 people watching me on X. But I have probably had a total of 111. So these numbers right here are the total amount of people that have watched, not the total amount of people that are watching on the right side here. And so that is why I'm ranked as high as I am. But the chat is kind of empty and dead. Which kind of in some way makes me not want to stop streaming because if I stop streaming, like I'm gonna like stop climbing through those ranks, and I kind of wonder how valuable those ranks are, because I don't think you actually see it on mobile. Like you don't see that list. It's only people who are on desktop. Yeah. So the number, which tells me there's not a lot of live people. There's not a lot of people live streaming on X, or they have me in this algorithm here. That's only showing me this amount of people. So I just find that interesting. I find that kind of interesting how easy it is to climb to the top of the ranks. But I think now that I know that you can have people put on notifications for live videos, I'm going to start pushing people to do that. I think that's probably the way to do it. I did do one video though. I was talking about AI art not being art. I did the live stream right in the middle of like a tweet just going nuts and blowing up. And I think I had like 10 or 15,000 people like by the time the video was done, by the time the live stream was over. But I didn't have anybody engaging in the chat with me. I think it was just people that kind of came up in their feeds. I think SpaceX is about the only live streamer. It's probably true. SpaceX is probably the only live streamer on this platform that really gets the views, you know. And Tesla keynotes. I watched some Tesla keynotes on X. They used to have that video app on Roku. That was kind of nice because when they had that video app on Roku, I would play like the Tesla keynotes and the Elon Musk keynotes on my TV. It was really nice to do. They don't have that anymore though. Apparently, CC Griff says, apparently I'm having a discussion about music with eschatology matters. Usually I just troll him. Hey, Donna's typing. I see 117 viewers. Yeah, it's going up. We're going up the ranks here. We're trying to beat. It'd be cool to like just be right under WDW Pro. You know, just be right maybe beat WDW Pro. Oh yeah, we went up to 123. We're climbing. Yeah, we're right under WDW Pro. Take that, WDW. Take that, WD. Yeah, man. I know, Putty Tat. I know. It's not a very good platform for live streaming. That's what we were talking about earlier in the stream today. Is like basically like what happens if X would like completely integrate. And in case you guys missed it, I'll pull it up again. Hold on, let me pull it up again. I made some really cool. Oh, here it is. It's already up. It's right here. I don't know if you guys saw these, but this was like my attempt of getting Claude to create a complete live stream integration for X, so that you can spotlight tweets like on screen. Like I could pull it. Right now I just have this clumsy bar window with like the whole chat, but it would be nice to actually be able to feature to actually feature and highlight and pull up on screen an actual tweet. And also you can do your chat overlays, your sub alerts, you can do live polls, you have your chat, then you have your poll overlay. But this is the coolest part. Like this is my idea, is like if I'm live streaming and there's a really great 30 seconds of my live stream that you like, you can just click a button and automatically clip and post a clip of my live stream to your timeline in such a way that it pulls people into my live stream. So like if I'm live streaming and there's a really good clip, you guys can advertise that clip for me, cut that scene out, and post it on your own Twitter to your own audience. And then from there, like, it would just be great. Like, cause there's no it's very hard to build an audience here. So the quality is great though, very sharp and good frame rate. Thanks. Thank you, Putty Tat. That is me. That's my setup. I put a lot into my setup. I appreciate that. If X can't get like basic frame rate and video right, they're in the wrong business. But I don't think they have a problem with that. It's not that X doesn't know how to do video. It's just that they don't prioritize live streaming. Like it's not like really out there on their algorithm. Like I've been live streaming now for an hour and 35 minutes. It's taken an hour and 35. This is what I was talking about earlier. So now that we're like an hour and 35 minutes into the stream, now the chat on X is like engaging with me. But like for the first hour, nobody was in the chat. Like hardly anybody was doing anything except who was it? Scene and Source. Scene and Source was talking with me. Yeah, so now that you guys have entered the chat, it's been an hour and 35 minutes of a live stream. But that's X in general, because like usually if you post a tweet, it takes about an hour or two to be able to figure out if that tweet's going to go anywhere. Because the algorithm sort of sends it out to just a few people at a time, and if a few people like it, they'll send it out to more. And if a few more people like it, it'll send it out some more. Unless it's like a trending topic, it kind of ramps that up. But if it's just like a casual tweet, it really does take a while. So, which isn't good for a live stream, because like if it takes 3 or 4 hours for a video to be determined by the algorithm to be worthy of being shared with more people, usually the live stream's over. So I just think like a live stream needs to be pushed out more immediately than it does. That's just my thought on that. And I know Nikita Bier is watching me right now, and I know Elon Musk is watching me, because that's what they do. They watch viewers with, almost 100 people that have watched it, and they get their ideas for their, billion-dollar platform from me. But so Travis says, hello, just following instructions. Yeah, I think it is helping. I think people coming in here and chatting is getting the viewership up a little better. So yeah, so I think that's working. But yeah, there's a lot X could do, because I'm telling you, man, like X is a great platform for like going over live events, for doing live things, to the community and stuff that's already built. Like there's already a community built into X, right? This microphone is just, I wonder if I put the microphone down and like put it up. Maybe like right here. Maybe that'll work a little better. It seems to like, maybe this is just how I have to do it, I guess. So yeah, the challenge I think for live streaming on X and like trying to figure out like how to get X to work for you as a live streamer. One, you guys can't do super chats. I think there's a button on my profile to like send tips somewhere. Maybe it's on the phone. There used to be. Maybe I can't see it. I don't know. There used to be something that would allow people to send tips. I got a DM from somebody one time. It was like in the spam filter, right? Because I wasn't following the guy. And he says, basically, hey, did you get the $100 I sent you? I really liked your tweet. And I was like, people can have access to send me money on X. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it is. But maybe since X is working on the X Money app, they're going to get the X Money app working. And then once the X Money app is working, then they're going to integrate live chat with payments through X Money. Maybe that's the plan. I'm kind of hoping for that, maybe. By the way, you know what actually like X does better for me live streaming? You know what X does better for live streaming for me then? YouTube. YouTube, I get absolutely nothing on YouTube. Like I don't know what happened on YouTube, but I get absolutely no engagement, nobody in the chat anymore. And I used to get like all my super chats and stuff were all through YouTube. And now I don't get anything. Like right now I've been live streaming on YouTube for an hour and a half. I have 4 views. I have 4 views. I wonder if it's because of all the ineligible, like so many of my, like 3 of my past videos are ineligible. But even then, like, oh, you know what? I remember what happened. I'll tell you what happened. I know exactly why YouTube like basically stopped sending my stream out. I was doing a live stream and this Indian guy hey, what's up? What's up, Fly Fox Pro? Thanks for joining on Kick. So I was doing a live stream on YouTube. I was having a really great conversation with a bunch of people in the chat. This Indian guy came on there, and he bombarded me. I'm telling you, he bombarded me with like Indian bots, like for real. Like I had like maybe like 10 viewers. We were all kicking it. Suddenly that thing went up to like over 100. And I was like, holy cow, what is happening? Was I featured on YouTube? Am I on the trending page? What's going on? And then I got all these chat bots that were just saying the exact same thing. Hello from Mumbai. Hello from Mumbai. Hello from Mumbai. Like, it was just like that. And I was like, what is going on? And I had to banned the guy. And I told him, I was like, I don't want you botting my chat. And then ever since then, I think YouTube thinks I bought my chats. And I had no control over it. Isn't that crazy? And so like ever since then, like YouTube will not like push any of my live streams out because they think I bought my chats. So I just basically got taken down by a bot farm on YouTube that I had no, like I absolutely had no control of. It was completely outside of like what I was playing a video game. I think I was playing a video game and that happened. It ticked me off so bad. A likely story. It's no, that's exactly what happened, Fly Fox Bro. I'm telling you, that is exactly what happened. I was taken down by a bot farm from some Indian guy who sent an army of bots on my live stream while I was live. And ever since then, YouTube I have not gotten any engagement at all on YouTube at all. Like it completely ended my entire YouTube career. That one dude. Oh, the Putty Tat says I just tried to send you money, but it only takes Cash App or Venmo, which are not available in Canada. Oh, dude, that sucks, man. You Canadians, you and Psy, you Canadians. That's okay, Putty Tat. I appreciate it, man. It's a thought that counts. But it is. See, it is on there. See, it is on there. So I didn't even know it was on there. So it's there. Let me see if there are other ways to set up. I'm pretty sure that's it. Monetization. I can't do subscriptions yet because I have to get 2,000 verified followers. You guys want to see my analytics? I'll show you guys this. This is why X is an amazing platform. So I'm actually I'm actually 16 verified followers away from being able to add subscriptions to my X channel. I think what I'll do is I'll probably push for like subscriber live streams if I do that. I don't really like subscriber tweets because that just seems to devalue for all your regular followers. But if we just did like subscriber only live streams where you just kick it, that'd be fun. But let me show you guys my analytics. I'll show you guys how this is kind of, so I had a big one. This, I think in January might have been when Nerdrotic shared my tweet. I'm pretty sure. So like my fear was and then I got this one. Where's this one? This one actually was bigger. But my fear was that I wasn't going to be able to monetize my account by January 29th. And then when I got to January 31st, I would lose 500,000 impressions. But if you look at my impressions now, we're well over the 5 million mark. And I don't have to hit that number again. I can stay monetized. But hopefully we actually go way past 5 million in 3 months. But if you could just look at just this last month for me has been just crazy. 2.6 million just this month. And just really been, and like all these followers too. This has been the real big shift, is I've gotten more followers. So like if you look at like my stuff for a year, like the past year, like everything's just been dead. Like literally I could not get out of the ditch. I got one tweet that got up to like 52,000, and then I got this one tweet. This is from April of last year all the way until October, where I got my first like a big peak in October. And then this in December, this is when Nikita said he was going to change the algorithm. And so I remember this whole month of November, I was watching to see if he was going to make that change. And then just look what it went to. Like it went from like 5,000, 4,000, 2,000 a day to 550. And it's just been an absolute roller coaster. And then recently he did some changes in the beginning of March. And then that just completely changed my life. Whatever he did in March just completely changed my life. A lot more people replied to me. I got more followers. This right here in January, what day was this? That I got all these followers. 1,000 followers on January 31st. That was when Neurotic pushed my post. Right here. So when that happened, I got 1,000 followers. But what's interesting, if you look at this, so I got December 14th. December 14th, I got 550,000 views or whatever. And if you go to December 14th here, down here, that 550,000 only led to one new follower. And I actually got 2 unfollows the same day. So it's actually negative, even though I got that over 500,000 impressions. So something happened with the algorithm. I think this is probably the best way to look at it. Whatever they did to the algorithm in after January caused the impressions to lead to followers. And that was the main thing that was missing. Because the impressions were not leading to followers. So like nothing I did, I wasn't getting any followers no matter what I did for a whole year. Like nothing I did led to any followers. And then all of a sudden it just opened up. The floodgates just completely opened up. And now whenever I tweet something, I get new followers. And those new followers see my posts and then they share to their followers. And it's just been incredible. Have I had any updates regarding Animal Farm? I have not had any updates. I did have somebody tell me that they did watch it, though. That seems credible. So I do believe that the guild watched it. She didn't tell me when it was, though. So I don't know if they watched it. I don't think they watched it in June. I do think Animal Farm, my best guess is that they made the deal with Animal to do Animal Farm. But my question would be contractually, if they made a deal with Andy Serkis for such a high-level celebrity star-studded film, if the guild rejected it, she told me she saw it and she rejected it. So again, and she said she knew a lot of people that saw it and rejected it. So that was the best, most honest impression that I've seen from someone who said that they saw it in the guild and they voted against it, but I still have not met a single person in the guild that voted for it. And I don't think there's a way. I think, it's kind of like we just have to take their word for it kind of thing. But I would like to see some stats from the guild I want to know what the votes were. I want to know what was said about the film. That would be really interesting, especially once the film comes out. When the film comes out and it's confirmed to be pro-communist, like Tim Pool thinks it is, like anybody who watches the trailer and has a brain thinks it is. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. So. And CC Grove says that's why I like lore. If you like something, you put up or shut up. Money follows what people want to see. That's exactly right. The streaming platform that we're building, the audience funds the films. So if the artist goes and takes the audience's money, and they make a crappy film, or they go crazy liberal and communist with it, you know what? The audience isn't going to give you another shot. You know what I mean? And so me and Jason were talking about this actually the other day. We were like, okay, so with lore, I don't think it's right to do what the guild does, because the Angel, they blame the audience. They go, well, the audience voted for it. I'm sorry you hate it, but the audience voted for it. And they blame the audience, and they never blame the artist. And I told Jason, I was like, I feel like the right move is to blame the artist for a bad movie, because you're giving them the freedom to make what they want. So if they fail, they fail. You know, you don't blame. That's like, you know what it is? It's like when you watch stand-up comedy, right? And me and Jason we'll see like open mic comedy, right? And my favorite thing to see if you go to open mic comedy a lot is you'll see a comedian and he'll just tell the worst jokes. Like they're vulgar, they're bad, and the audience isn't laughing. And then the comedian says, well, I'm going to turn on the audience. And it just gets worse. You thought the bad jokes made it heavy in that room? No. It's when the comedian turns on the audience. That's when it gets heavy in the room. And I feel like that's like you blame the comedian for if a comedian makes a bad joke, it's the comedian. It's not, you don't say, this audience sucks. It's the worst audience I've ever been a part of. It's crazy. But that's exactly what Angel's doing when they say, well, the guild voted for it. Or the guild is filled with racists. The guild is filled with bigots. And we're trying to protect the filmmakers from the racists and bigots, which is our audience. Like that's crazy talk. That's really what their article says. I have not had anybody come to me and offer a different interpretation of that. I haven't had Jordan Harmon try to argue. Every time I responded, because Jordan Harmon or Jeffrey Harmon, one of them will post that link. They posted that link on my thread, and I responded with my article that says this link you just posted calls your audience racist and bigots. and then they go away and they never respond to that. It's because like I don't know how you can argue against it. That PR statement that they're putting out is not directed towards the guild. It is directed towards filmmakers. And what they are saying is that they, as Angel, are going to protect the filmmakers from the racists and bigots in their guild. It's disgusting. I don't know any other way to put it. That is, in my opinion, how that letter reads. And I haven't seen them try to change that. So that's just I haven't seen them find a way out. Putty Tut says, if you truly crowdfunded, it shouldn't matter if you or anyone perceives them as racist or anything else. That's what crowdfunding means. That's exactly right. Yeah. But I don't think they might be doing some Reg CF, but I think I might have heard, I could be completely wrong on this, so don't hold me to it. I heard that they're not even going that Reg CF route now that they IPO'd. So I think they're basically just going to go and find films. They're going to put them before the guild, see what the guild thinks prior to releasing them. But my theory is that the guild really doesn't have a say anymore. It's more of like a marketing thing than it is like any weight to it. So that I think is what happens when you IPO. Suddenly, it's funny about the IPO is that the guild for Angel was the investors. Like the investor, you became a member of the guild by investing. And so Angel was responsible to their guild, because those were the one, and they were putting a lot of money in. Like they were putting, some people were putting $1,000 in, and that was a lot of money to them, and some people were putting millions of dollars in. And then they IPO'd, and now suddenly your main priority is to those stockholders. So yeah, all the guild members received stock, but ultimately it shifted. So now it's your guild members and your Wall Street investors that you're responsible to, and your guild, they got their 5-to-1 split or whatever their thing was, for being part of the original investment. But now it's like, do they, like, you have to ask, like, who are they still loyal to their customers in their guild, or are they loyal to big investment type Wall Street people who play the stock market every day? I don't know. I think when you IPO, it's really a problem. I think it creates a lot of challenges. CC Grove says, speaking of racists, Nick Fuentes is out there making the same arguments as Phil Vischer and David French about if all these bad guys don't like Trump, but maybe you shouldn't like Trump. How about this? Is it possible? I know this is crazy. I know we're in such a politically divisive world, but is there a world in which you like Trump and you appreciate him and you think he's a great president, but you also think at times he does really stupid stuff? Like, can we have that world? Like, because I feel like that's like a super reasonable take. And I feel like the political influencer world is filled with either completely not reasonable takes and more not reasonable takes. It's like not reasonable takes in favor of Trump because it's just pure sycophancy, or it's completely unreasonable takes against Trump because you're just radically TDS, right? Well, why can't somebody who stands on principles, stands on values, really appreciates Trump, really thinks he's a great president, but also thinks Trump does some stupid stuff sometimes, why don't those people get invited to the White House? Why does it have to be 100% Trump is absolutely invincible and nothing he can do no wrong? Like that I think creates a very dangerous Oval Office. That's just my personal opinion. Hey, what's up, Lifeguard Les? Thank you for joining the chat. Glad to have you. We're just doing a chill stream. We're just talking, having a good conversation, hanging out. So, just having a good conversation and hanging out. So, man, what else is going on? Is there anything else going on in the world? Anything trending, going crazy, going nuts? Let's see. Netflix teases faithful Little House on the Prairie reboot. Well, that's good. I think like if you're gonna do a reboot and it's faithful, I just feel like that's like the bare minimum. Like I don't know, like great, okay, it's a faithful reboot of Little House on the Prairie. Cool. We're getting another Little House on the Prairie before Elder Scrolls 6 and before GTA 6 too. Yeah, that is true. Doesn't look like anything really interesting is happening. A lot of sports stuff. I'm not a sports live streamer though. That's the one thing about X that's kind of really annoying. Is like when there's a sports game on, just it's all sports trending. We're 40 viewers behind. No, we're 34 viewers behind WDW Pro. I wish there was a way to like just to get up, like just to pass him. And then I could just make a video and go, hey, we passed you, WDW Pro. Better luck next time. I think that'd be fun. That's what we need. We need like really petty influencer fights. Like that would be really fun. Just like super petty. Like the most petty influencer driven fights you can, like middle school petty. Like not even like high school level drama, like just pure middle school pettiness. Like that sort of stuff. Like Napoleon Dynamite level pettiness. That's the kind of influencer fights I would pay to see. Yeah, your mom went viral. that's a little bit more high school than middle school. That's a good joke though. Lot of underlying themes in that one, Chris. I like it. That's a good one. Catholics are really mad about what Trump's been saying about the Pope. Some of them are. Some of them support it. There's a 5.7 magnitude earthquake near Silver Springs, Nevada. Okay. A U.S. naval blockade targets Iranian oil exports after talks collapse. Yeah, this Iran war thing's a mess, man. It's a mess. It's funny. It's crazy. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were talking about the Iranian war and they were basically like, how do you stop a war against radical Islam? Because it's so ideological. It's so ideologically driven, it's like, it's like, even if you like were to completely remove power from the Iranian, the Islamic religious leaders, because it's so religiously motivated, it's just going to create a bunch of other problems from like other people. And I said, well, people don't like to talk about it, but that's why the Bible says, that's why God tells certain nations when you go to war with them, you have to get rid of every man, woman, and child, right? Because nobody wants to talk about that anymore. But it says specifically, else they rise up against you, right? Else the children rise up and start a war again against you. So like I was just thinking on that verse, like it's a really great verse because especially when you talk about like, should we go to war? Like, are we going to go to war in such a way that we're willing to put our wives and children in danger, as well as eliminate the wives and children of another people? And I think like the reason that's there is because the war has to be so incredibly meaningful and that it's worth it to risk those lives for the good of the world and several generations later. And if that's your view of going to war, you're not going to just start wars for the sake of trade or whatever reason you would start a war for. There has to be legitimate proof, legitimate evidence, legitimate danger. It's got to be a war. You're going to go to war in such a way that it's our children or theirs. And I don't know personally if I feel like, radical Islam, I think, would justify that kind of war. But I don't feel like in this particular instance, that's why we went to war. I think it was hinted at, but I don't think even if that is true, I don't think we're leveling the playing field in the way that we should, if that is true, if that makes sense. So I don't do war. I don't want to really do war and political commentary, but I was just thinking a lot about that Bible verse and kind of like the importance of that verse for like a time like this. So that's why I brought it up, and I hope you're happy you heard it. Fly Fox Pro says, I like what Samuel Adams says about the papists and the rights of the colonists. Man, I would get banned reading that stuff. I got a super chat. A $13.99 Canadian super chat. Whoa! Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. It says, good work on holding Angel accountable. Here's some coffee money from Putty Tat. Hopefully, if X adds this, they don't take 30% like YouTube. Such a scam. Well, thanks for the super chat. I'm glad you were able to find a way to get that money through the border, to smuggle that money across the border, even if you had to pay an excise tax of 30% through YouTube. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. So it means a lot when you live stream, and even if you get a little bit like that. So that's what X needs to do, man. I'm telling you, that's like X needs to. I think they're gonna do that though with the X money stuff. So, but yeah. Well, I am thirsty.